Hi, this is Marty, and this is another Marketing Masterclass. I'm actually in Charlotte right now at the Digital Summit and heard Woz speak today about his life at Apple on Apple's birthday. Apple was born on April 1st, and it takes real courage to start a company on April Fool's Day. And we know both Steves had tremendous amounts of courage. And then I had some summit serendipity happen when I ran into the team from Moon and Lola, a great jewelry company here in Charlotte, growing very rapidly, and somebody that I know because I met them last week at our FedEx conference about asking the right e-commerce questions. Just as Moon Audio pointed out last week that I left out a couple of important ideas about content. You didn't really talk about the 1-9-90 rule where 1% of your visitors are going to give you content, 9% will support that content, and 90% are going to read. And so I added those slides a few days ago. And today I'm going to add another slide. I'm going to call it the Moon and Lola slide. And the Moon and Lola slide needs to talk about two things. It was great today. At one point, one of the team members turned to me and said, Marty, we just don't have any content. And I could hear both the desperation and the worry in that statement. And I have good news and bad news. Bad news is it's going to take months before you understand the rhythm of your content, what kind of content you need to create, and that creates engagement and conversion and kind of pays for itself and then some. That can take months and months to a year. It's not unusual. And so, yes, creating content, Instagramming, blogging, those are important ideas that you should be doing, but don't let that be the only thing that you do. Two other concepts I would introduce, and we talked a little bit about this today. One is don't create a website, create a platform. Platforms are winning, right? You know some platforms that are winning. Here's one. Here's my friend Derek that I went to school with. This is Facebook. Can it get any better than this? You create an environment, people come in, they give you a bunch of content, and you have 5.9 billion pages in Google. Oh, that's right. I forgot to show you that slide. Let's take a quick look back at this slide. This shows the power of Amazon as a platform. 250 million pages inside of Google. Yeah, that's incredibly powerful. But look down here. Here's Facebook. 5.9 billion pages. If Facebook had to pay for these pages, they couldn't afford it. They don't. They get them for free because people want to keep their family up to date. They want to share pictures. It's powerful. When you have a billion people using your tool, contributing content, and you're the host of that party, platform is where you need to be. Platform is the way you need to think. The other concept I would introduce is you must curate content. You must talk about content that other people create because you can do a lot more of that than you can actually create. I've gotten so that I can write 1,000 words in a morning, but I write every day. And so for the Moon and Lola team to get to that point is going to take time. One of the ways that you can get a lot of reach for very little cost is to grab content from the authorities in your space, put some snippet level perspective on top of that content and share it. My favorite tool for that kind of share, or content curation, is Scoop It. Scoop It creates great magazine-like feeds. They also have ways to incorporate those magazines into your blog and inside of your stack. That's really where I think the payoff is. And so these magazines are great. And they're easy to create when you compare them to creating a blog post. These kinds of shares can be created in minutes. Blog posts take hours. And that assumes that you've been doing it for quite a while. But there's no doubt Amazon's a platform. It's as much a search engine as it is an e-commerce site. So let's jump back to Moon and Lola. What can Moon and Lola do to be successful? Well, take a page from our Moon Audio book. One of the first things we did with Moon Audio, this is moonaudio.com. This is one of the customers that Kurigami has been working with, and Nicole and Drew make the best audio cables in the world that make any pair of headphones, no matter how expensive, sound better. So it helps that they make great product, no doubt. But we also instituted an ambassador program where we created an ask. Hey, we're in the audio space. We love audio gear. We love music. If you do too, join us and let's work together. Let's collaborate. And we're just beginning this, but this is the beginning of online community. Online community plus curation plus platform equals victory. That's the real missing Moon and Lola slide. The Moon and Lola slide that was missing in my presentation is create platforms that incorporate and collaborate with people in your space so that they give you content and referrals and friends, and they talk about you and they help you and you help them. And so that's my message to Moon and Lola. Don't feel like you have to do it yourself. Get out there, create the ask, create an ambassador program. With Moon Audio, you can see that our ambassador program was just, hey, this is what we're thinking. What are you thinking? It didn't have to be all perfect, all what we call Sistine Chapeled up. If you wait to get things perfect, you're going to be waiting a long time, and somebody else is going to do it, and it's going to be harder. So go early, and go often, and have courage like the two Steves, okay? That's another marketing masterclass about serendipity and developing and curating content in platforms so that you can win big in online commerce. Thanks, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.